episode of Brit Space. My intros are always so corny. It's like I vlog and then when I get on the sit down videos, I act all official. I have no idea why I do that. But just so you guys know, I'm testing out my ring light that I just decided to start using. So I feel like it might take me a few times to figure out what I like as far as brightness. So if you're wondering why it looks different, that's why. So on today's video, I'm going to be sharing 5 unexpected things that I've learned since being a single mama. So when I first thought about this video, I kind of thought it was going to be sort of fun and lighthearted and funny, which it might be, but then as I started thinking more about it, it was a little emotional. Okay, so the 5 unexpected things I learned about being a single mom. Let me just start off by saying being a single mom was never something I really thought would be me. Not to say that I ever judged anyone that was a single mom. I just didn't really think that would be my story. If you asked me, 6 years ago, hey Brittany, do you think you're gonna be a single mom? I would have been like, I don't think so. So it was kind of a rude awakening. And the very first thing I realized when I became a single mom was I was super weird about it. I don't know if there's a certain stigma in my head or also being a black single mom, but I immediately felt like everyone was judging me, and like when I was out, that somehow everyone knew I was a single mom, and everything I did was just kind of being watched. And this is kind of weird to admit because I rarely felt like I care a ton about how people see me as a parent or as a mom. I'm pretty confident in my parenting, and when I'm out and about, I really never felt like I cared if people judged me. But the moment I became a single mom, I instantly felt like everyone was watching and like, oh, she's a single mom and she can't handle her kids. And like it seemed like there were more people telling me, oh, your hands are full. And I think it was definitely a mental thing. I don't really think in reality there was any difference. I always got the comment, your hands are full anyway, because I have 3 kids. But I think in my mind, it was just kind of this heightened level of insecurity. I don't think I realized in my mind that I felt less than because I wasn't attached to a man. And it's taken me a long time to even admit that to myself because I've always been very independent and, self-sufficient. So it was kind of scary for me realizing this huge thing that I had to overcome in my mind. Second unexpected thing was honestly the realization of how much work it is. I remember over the years reading comments from you guys, and I had several single moms who would comment and talk about like, oh yeah, parenting is so hard, try being a single mom and doing it. And it wasn't that I didn't feel compassion when I read those comments at all. I was totally empathetic and was like, oh my gosh, yeah. But it's just one of those things that you really don't understand until you're there. And as much as I thought I could understand where they were coming from in those comments, I really couldn't until I became a single mom myself and was doing everything myself. But it's just crazy. I mean, going from having a second parent who can help with bedtime, or you're used to saying, hey, I'm gonna go do this, you do this, switching to it's just you was crazy. And I think the first year it was kind of like, okay, I'm in survival mode, I'll get this done. And then it was kind of like, okay, I gotta figure out ways to make my life doable, because this is not, the way I'm doing things is not working. I'm exhausted, I'm overwhelmed, I'm tired. And so I think that it instantly changed the way I parent, which good and bad, and I definitely have a lot more days where I feel like I'm just kind of in survival mode and maybe not as patient with the kids. I remember one night realizing I'd put all the kids to bed and I came down and there was a giant pile of dishes in the sink. And I remember just being like, if I never wash those, they're never gonna get washed. Which obviously there's a lot more to being a single parent than that. But it was just like this realization of it's on me, it's on me. And it was a little scary at first. It's definitely still scary. The third realization I had was how much I needed to have a village or find a support system, because it wasn't that I didn't have friends when I was married, but I will say a lot of my friends were like married friends, like couple friends. So going from that, in the situation I kind of had to find a new set of friends, a new tribe of people, and that was kind of scary because I was like quickly realizing I cannot do this on my own. I definitely have family that stepped in to help, and I have friends, but I think I realized quickly that if I don't make an effort to find a support system or a group of support, I'm just gonna be on my own. You know, no one's gonna do it for me. And so that was a realization real quick. Like, I need to find my people, I need to find a village of people. And this is probably something I really should have done even before. I have a really bad habit of sort of isolating myself. Not because I'm antisocial, but I'm just a go-getter, and I'm very much so, I can handle this. And I just underestimated the level of being able to handle things. So that was the third realization. Fourth realization was realizing that I could do so much more than I ever thought I could. And it wasn't like I've never been a confident person, but I think that until you have to do it all on your own, you don't really feel like you're capable of it. And then when you do, you're like, hey, I'm actually kicking butt. This is actually working. I mean, I'm stressed out, but it's working. So I think that realization was a positive for sure. It was kind of like, not that I didn't think I could raise 3 kids on my own and do all the things that I do, but when I was doing it and it was working, and at the end of the day, I would sit down. I'm talking past, but this is also currently. I sit down at the end of the day and I'm just like, you know what? The day did not go perfectly, and I definitely yelled at the kids more than I would have liked, but I'm here, and we are here, and we are getting through this, and we have some beautiful moments. The fifth and final realization I've had is kind of one that's emotional, but I think in the very beginning I was very worried about the kids feeling like their childhood was less than because they were being raised by a single mom. And that was really sad to me, because I never want my kids to feel like they didn't get something that everyone else has, you know. And I immediately just thought, oh, well, now they are in a single parent home and they're at a disadvantage. And I think that I had this moment where God just spoke into me and it was just like, you know what, Brittany, I'm going to make up the difference. I'm gonna make up the difference, okay? It's not all on your shoulders. Like, whatever they are lacking, or whatever energy you are lacking, or whatever thing that you think they are not gonna have, I'm gonna make that up. And I already was anyway. You're not in control of this. And so I think that when the days that I'm able to stop and take a deep breath and realize that it's not all on my shoulders anyway, and my kids are in God's hands anyway, those are the days where I feel so much peace. And that was unexpected. You know, you go through all these emotions when something unexpected in your life happens. But yeah. I said I was only going to say 5 things, but I'm just going to keep going because there's more. I think another unexpected thing that I've realized about being a single parent is it doesn't necessarily get easier. I think in the beginning I kept thinking, okay, it's going to get easier in 2 months. It's going to get easier in 6 months. It's going to get easier. And granted, there are things that get easier, like morning routine, you know, getting all 3 kids ready, getting everyone packed in the car, getting Audrey to school on time, getting lunches packed. Like, that has gotten easier. And that's gotten better in the fact that I have more of a system down, but it really never gets easier. And I think that was unexpected for me because I kind of thought, well, eventually this is going to feel like easier and normal, right? And it just really doesn't, because I don't think anyone is really meant to raise 3 kids on their own, or 4 kids, or 1 kid, or 2 kid, or whatever. I don't necessarily feel personally that's the way that it was set up to be. I think I had a moment of realization where I was like, Brittany, you need to stop looking for when is this going to get easier, and just focus a different direction on not necessarily when is it going to get easier, but how can I make things more efficient, and how can I help myself and help my kids to where we are able to have a life that we love. And so when I realized that it wasn't going to get easier and that I just needed to focus and embrace where I was, that was very helpful. Yeah. I don't really know. I thought through this video, but then as I'm talking, I'm just kind of like, well, I'd love to say that I have this like, ta-da, for all you single parents, here is the magic road. And I don't have that. And I'm gonna be honest to say every day is still very much so a struggle, and I need more patience with my kids, and they have so much grace for me. Every single day I feel like I'm constantly having to apologize for like being impatient and getting upset because there is only one me and there's 3 of them, and that's not their fault. So this is like me being super raw right now, and just admitting that there's so many times where I fail, and no, I shouldn't say fail, I fall short. But the only thing I can do is to continue on. This turned into more than 5 things, but one last really unexpected but yet amazing thing I've learned since becoming a single mom is the relationship I have with my kids is beautiful. It's different because it's just mama here, and I don't even know how to explain it, but I feel like our relationship, as much as we have our ups and downs, and mama can be really grouchy sometimes or grumpy. They tell me that. They're like, Mom, you're being grumpy today. We have this bond that I'm not saying we wouldn't have had, but it's just a different bond. And I've had other single moms say the same thing, where it's like just this bond that you have with your kids, and it's just different, and it's really beautiful and amazing. So there we have it. Those are the 5, 6, 7, 8, however many things I gave. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I would love to do kind of a series like this, maybe not all in single parenting, but like the 5 unexpected things about blah, 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 or the top 5 things. I don't know, I just kind of like this setup. So leave in the comments if there are any other video ideas you have. Bringing Brit Chat back, bringing back the chats, the sit downs. I also really do want to bring back the guest. I kind of got burned out with that, but I'm ready to bring that back. There's so many inspiring people that I know that I want to have on the channel. If there are any suggestions that you guys have of people you'd love to see on the channel for Brit Chat, feel free to leave those in the comments below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you on the next video. Bye.